wolves in sheep's clothing. I want this to be an educational and inspirational video. This is not meant to be a finger pointing, and certainly not meant for people to go to this place that I'm going to talk about and point fingers at them, throw stones at them, yell at them, harass them. The only reason that I'm going to show portions of this person's YouTube channel is because they have come to my YouTube channel, and then I, of course, went back to them and looked around their place. I haven't seen this person for quite a few months because I stopped myself from going there. I don't make a habit of, well, I don't watch YouTube videos on the stuff that I create, simply because I choose to get everything that I get either from books, texts, and then my own meditation about it. But that's just the way that I do things. I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm just saying that I don't do it. I don't make a habit of going around to different people's YouTube channels. So I don't want it to seem as if, you know, this is a habit for me. I don't like doing it. One, it brings out my lower ego, and I get very angry, and I do inadvertently start finger pointing. And also, it makes me very sad. My heart breaks because for them, for the good, for the pure part of them, and everybody who's being led astray. Okay, so with that being said, let's get into the video. Okay. The channel is now called the Energy Flow Tribe, and it has switched over just in the past couple months. I wasn't aware because I wasn't looking at it. I stopped myself from coming and watching videos. It used to be called James Brockhurst, and it's still a part of the name. So, okay. Phew. This person claims to be they're self-proclaimed, of course, like most of them are, self-proclaimed spiritual energy healer himself, as well as his new tribe that he's interlocked himself with, and also claims that he can heal people, and claims that he's spiritually enlightened. Although a lot of his videos are conspiratorial. Lots and lots of the earth is flat, we're all being duped. Who cares? Who cares what shape the earth is? It's just another reason to get yourself pulled off. And though he says in his videos, you know, oh, don't get caught up in it, he still perpetuates it in his playlists and in his comment sections. He'll say it on video, but then when people come, oh yeah, he's all into it. So like the two don't match. The Matrix. He has the total opposite. He is in a matrix that he's made for himself and everybody else has, and they're all floating in it and claiming that that false light is the real light. And that's not good at all, folks. When we go to the description section, you can see how there's a spirit, the lower spirit, the ego spirit, the I am has come, not the actual I am, not the all of everything that we're supposed to be internalizing and reflecting out, but he is his. I am my own government. Yes, I am within my firmament, and that's such a true statement if he actually knew what the firmament meant. The firmament is the astral realm, and yes, he is. Yes, he's definitely floating around within that astral realm. I live in one nation, in my image in nation. He lives in his imagination. Not good. I live in the United States, the states of unconditional love, and I know that's supposed to be like a play on the United, but that's very deceptive for his followers, because it makes them believe that he actually lives in the United States. So that's deceptive. And there used to be a link down here that said that he lived in the United States. So that's gone, but it's still kind of said here. And he doesn't live in the United States. He lives in the UK. So I don't know. Here where it says, we offer healing with successful outcomes, it used to say a couple of months ago, before he hooked up with these people, it used to say, I offer free healing with successful outcomes, and he had like references. If you needed references for his healing, he could give you some. Now it says, we offer healing with successful outcomes. And no, these people are not spiritually and emotionally and physically healed themselves yet to say that they can then offer healing to other people. That's just not true. A human being here on earth cannot come and touch you or do something to you to heal you. It's not going to happen. And that's very deceptive again, because these people are claiming that they're spiritual, evolved beings. Although there's videos, of him pointing out people saying that they're NPCs, they're non-playable characters, and there's lizard people, not real lizard people, but people that don't have souls running around, and you can see just by, if you're spiritually involved enough, he told me in a private email that, I guess, Kathy, you haven't gotten high enough yet, evolved, that you can see when the auras and the spirit that lives or doesn't live in people. Now tell me about some ego. Ooh, so all of this is ego-driven, lower stuff. Contact him, Enlil Murga. Again, this is like, this whole thing is just like, I am the greatest. Send me a donation. That's okay to create, whatever. And then it says, please check out our GoFundMe, where we're creating a place for people to come along and receive total wellness. And I'm thinking like he's going to start doing like some major videos, or get video equipment, or editing things and whatever, and put out. So I didn't know. But when I go and I look, oh my goodness, he's just, now the ego thing has just gotten worse by hooking up with these new people. Okay. I honestly had to take a little, 10-minute break, because I could tell that my voice was getting louder and I was really getting overcome by, everything that I was saying. So I tried to calm myself down now so that I can finish this. This is their goal. This is their goal. It's my mission to find land, somewhere about 5 to 10 acres, to build an eco-retreat with sacred healing centers and schools of consciousness, where people can come and they can learn how to heal themselves with Reiki healing, Rasta Reiki healing, cannabis and Reiki. Nothing wrong with cannabis used in a medicinal way at all. Nothing wrong with Reiki at all. But they need 5 to 10 acres to build this retreat where that's going to be happening. Rasta Reiki healing, yoga, dancing, art, plant medicines, crystals, massage, water therapy, and more. It's beautiful. All of those concepts are beautiful, and one should partake in them, in their own way, in their own time, and And they say that our place will be called Cloud 9. again, the irony of how these people, what they write, like the truth is blaring. Yeah, cloud nine. What does cloud nine mean? It certainly isn't on a critical thinking plane, is it? It's floating high, high above. Ah! Yay! Right now, we operate from a 2-bedroom house in Holytown in Motherwell. As soon as I read this, I was like, geez, you live in a place called Holytown, Motherwell? You should probably stay there. And, you know, like elevate. But, okay, they live there in a 2-bedroom house, but they're looking to expand to that 5 or 10 acres. So that they can help even more people to heal themselves and live an authentic life, which is alcohol and drug-free, good stuff, and be very happy. They say, imagine if 200,000 like-minded souls just donated $1 to the cause, and they could make the world a better place with their retreat. They want $200,000 so that they can move and buy a acreage and a house to live on. But it's going to be okay. Like, give them the money because they're gonna make it into a retreat. Not a communal living space, but like a retreat. You can come there, and I'm sure that that's not the end to the money. Just saying, the possibilities are endless. I did read somewhere throughout that they say that when you come to the retreat, you can stay as long as you need to. So just imagine if 200,000 people gave them all $1, right? Make the world a better place. Showing kids that there's more than life than sit in front of screens and putting processed foods in their stomach and not connecting with ourselves. All good stuff, but not connecting with ourselves. Not connecting with ourselves. Irony. This place will show you how to love and nurture your mind, your body, and your soul naturally. I don't understand how. It's not even built yet. And you guys, I'm sorry. Yep, lower ego knows lower ego. So mine's going to point out and go, nope. No, you guys aren't there in that place yet. This place will teach children and adults how important our connection to nature is and allow everyone to learn new skills in woodwork and building and cooking. And that's all really good stuff. It's all really good stuff, but Cloud 9 is a very inappropriate name for this. There will be a space on Cloud 9 for anyone. Yeah, see, here it is. As long as you need. You can stay there as long as you need. And hashtag School of Consciousness, Sacred Healing Temple, rooms to reset in, growing fruit and veg, sacred yoga, wigwams, tree houses. Yay. Fun, right? Seems like a money-making scheme to me. I'm sorry. They've gotten 140 out of the 200,000. It's not going well. The scheme isn't going well because it's like been up for like a year or something. But I just think that there's something fishy about this. I really, really do. Beware if people ask you for money, especially like $200,000 so that they can produce something that doesn't exist yet for you to come to later. How long is it going to take? Are the people who donated, are they going to be dead before it's like all up and built and ready to go? And what are the stipulations? Just let anybody come there, anybody who donates? Like this is just all bad, not well thought out. And you can donate if you want to help them with their children and their house and their bills and whatever, or teaching you Reiki or these other skills. That's great. But please don't don't fall into this. This is just not good. Okay. Now, I traced this person who's connected with James on the thing, and that they're all together on making that special place of $200,000. And of course, they're healers, and they can heal you, and they can tell you how to heal other people. So I tracked on her LinkedIn page, like what she posts and what she really thinks. And I found this post, and it says, sex is shit. So many people, so many clients of hers, when they first come to see her, they say sex is just shit. It's horrible. Well, I don't let them hold on to that opinion for very long, she says. Let me tell you, sex can be magical if you let yourself go and you find a partner who is willing to meet you there too. Ooh, look at this. Yeah, jumping for joy. Sex doesn't need to be shitty and horrible. You are entitled to feel pleasure. I am sorry, folks, but that is not of higher mind and higher spiritual thinking. Absolutely not. You're entitled to pleasure. You deserve to be stimulated, caressed, aroused, and worshipped, adored. Your body is calling out for it. Don't deny it. Don't deny it. You stop energy from moving freely into your sacral chakra, which exacerbates the problem. Again, the irony, like the reversal of what people are going, oh, this is your spiritual. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. No. Can all of this happen with a partner that you're together with lovingly, and you're making a child? You're actively trying to produce an outcome and not just this, because this is what it seems to be all about. The other way, if you're actively trying to create, then sure, these other things will, the bonus points. But this is saying that no, this, you're entitled to it. It's yours. Pleasure is yours. So saith Pam. Before she met her husband, there were many times that she felt cheated out of this. Often bad sex comes from joining with a selfish bed partner. You don't need to be a steady partner. You don't need to be a steady partner to enjoy and be fulfilled. But you do need someone who's generous and willing to worship your body, your flesh, as much as they do their own. No, like I'm not even going to read any more of it, you guys. Like this is not. Don't think that this person here can help you to become spiritually evolved. This is all lower stuff, all lower darkness masquerading as truth. Goodness, I'm going to bleep out their faces, but this was the meme that was attached to that LinkedIn thing. She doesn't need to be saved. Her soul doesn't need to be saved. Her higher self doesn't need to be saved and elevated from all of the stuff that's here. No, she just needs to be bleep. That's all. Just a good bleep from somebody who loves to bleep. As long as you both want to bleep and worship each other's bleep bleep, then it's good. And you too can perform sex magic. Not good, you guys. Not good. Woof. Wearing sheep's clothing. All of that ideology, that's the spirit of wolf wearing sheep's clothing. But honestly, I tell you, this is what's happening. It's really us. Our poor, pure little lamb selves are getting fleeced because we're allowing that wolf coat or that wolf fleshly coat to surround us. We are the good ones that are inside, all of us. Those people that I just talked about, all of them. They've just been cloaked in darkness with a coat of wolf fur. It's very sad. All of this stuff is called New Age spiritual narcissism. That would be like the definition. The term is called Pseudo Spirituality, and it's basically escapism. It's a false sense of relief from confronting your inner demons, traumatic pasts, and most unconscious emotional wounds, as well as a way to run away from responsibility and accountability for your unloving and behavior and your hurtful actions to others. Like I said earlier in this video, they all point out, like point at people, strangers that they don't even know, videotape them and then upload them and say, look at the NPC over there. They're a soulless creature, and I can tell because I'm spiritually evolved. And people who take the vaccine are actually going to turn into demon seed, and all of the just crazy stuff. It's because they themselves have been greatly hurt in the past. And this is a way for them to gain back their self-esteem and put themselves back up and not drowned in that stuff. But it's very, very dangerous. And this happens with everybody who's really into religion or spirituality. They have been hurt in the past. Everybody who gets drawn to this is because we're looking for answers, why it happened, how to make it stop happening. There has to be something else besides this that's being involved. It is a teaching tool, and it does help us to elevate, but we have to use it as that and not get stuck there, or put a replacement Band-Aid such as this pseudo spirituality. One, pseudo spiritualists assuredly compartmentalize their spiritual values, their true spiritual values. New Age spiritual narcissism. Pseudo spiritualists are quick to project, blame, and are extremely justified in their stories, such as I said, like pointing out other people and saying they don't have a divine spark in them, that they're NPCs or whatever else is out there, or that they're not as spiritually evolved as them, or they're not a hashtag truther or a hashtag woke person. And woke in the wrong sense. Woke is good, but then there's these people like this who self-proclaim wokeness and elevate themselves. And again, it's very sad. My heart breaks, and then I also get angered at the people that they're leading astray. Pseudo-spiritualists' intuition will tell them this or that about other people, which are not only often wrong, usually wrong, but they rarely show their true emotional condition of their own stuff, their own true intentions, their own motives, and their own unloving behaviors. That's like all okay. Also goes online with the heavy-duty Bible-thumping Christians, pro-life, but pro-gun. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. I try to keep all of that actually off of my channel, all of the political stuff. But yeah, always pointing out how horribly foul and lizard-like and unsoul-like other people are, and how great and elevated they are. Most of these people seek to open their third eye. This is so big. This is spirituality. How do I open my third eye? I've done videos and like only only a few in the beginning, way back. Like, that's not where you want to stay. That's like the place of the archons. You don't want to stay. You do want to know where it is, how to open it, close it when you need to, and differentiate what you see there. So this is dangerous, but everybody, and then they'll say, yep, my third eye is open. Well, I scream, close it. Close it then. How long's it been open? You need some Visine drops to freaking get some moisture in there or something. Close it, for goodness sakes. Oh, they want to develop their intuition, which is good. Intuition is good, but my theory is that they are mistaking their instinct with intuition. Connect with angels and higher dimensional beings, and do ayahuasca and like mushrooms or things like that to and that's where they get it. Not saying that those things, I agree that some of the hallucinogenics you can. I just don't think that it's like an all the time thing, and I also don't think that it's the only way, and then I also don't think that should be like something that's done in a party kind of situation with a whole bunch of people around you. Maybe yourself and one other person who's not doing it to keep you safe. But like, that's supposed to be, all of this stuff is supposed to be for us to delve inward inside of us and clean all that up. Clean up our stuff up. It's not to look outward and go, oh, look how horrible everything around me is and how horrible they are. No, that's not spiritualism at all. It's the pseudo. Take it down a notch. But what drives them is their desire. It's that lower ego. Their underlying motives is what they're unaware of. Like I said, they are the sheep that's wearing a wolf's jacket, wolf clothing. They're not even aware of it. Like these people, I don't think they may be out for the money. Like that may be a cognitive thing that they're doing, but what they believe, all of the stuff that they believe, they definitely believe it. They're not believing it and just lying to you. Some of them do that, but not these specific people that I'm talking about. They're just as in darkness as, they're claiming other people are. Actually, in some essence, on a even deeper level. There's always a huge fascination with metaphysical stuff, but none at all about their own stuff. Yes, the medical physical stuff is great. All of the connections that we make are great, but they don't just mean this outwardly thing. Like the sun doesn't just mean your soul. Your body isn't just your body. All of the planets individually aren't just, planets or one energy that comes from it. There's multiplicity that's just ever going. But yeah, they get into the metaphysical stuff, but then totally ignore how that relates to you, your soul and your spirit and your body. It's like a Band-Aid. Again, like all of us had childhood traumas or some kind of traumatic incident that had us get into religion, stay with religion, or the same thing with spirituality. There's a scar, there's a thing that's like if everything was great with us, we'd never got into all of this stuff. I mean, like I said earlier, it's the way through to get to higher elevation. But you can't just pretend like it didn't happen and put your fingers in your ear and go, la, 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 this is all just a dream, it's all fake, I'm just living in a matrix. And if I close my eyes and wish hard enough and long enough, I'll change the surroundings around me and get out of this. That's just magical thinking and dangerous. As I said before, they use spiritual teachings and then twist it to suit their own underlying agenda. as well as to conceal their own darkness that they haven't dealt with. Like I said, taking all of those people that I mentioned earlier, taking some of that good stuff and then morphing it into what they believe, and then they give it to other people, and people are like, oh my goodness, do you see that connection? That's great. That's because the root connection was great and was pure, but then they also believe the crazy outcome or the surrounding area that caused that, because that's what these people are teaching. I honestly do understand why the whole phrase, don't give pearls to the swine. I understand it, and why all of the ancients were like, no, you don't write that stuff down. You just tell it to the people who need to hear it, and they'll understand it. Because why? All of the stuff gets added to it and taken away. Thou shalt not add to or take away. It also claims to offer miraculous healing. Quick fixes, like I said earlier. I know how to heal, quote, these people said, I know how to heal you, and I got people who can prove it, so get in touch with me if you need healing. Oh my goodness, anybody who watches the channel is going to be like, oh, everybody needs healing for something. So yeah, they say that they're healers, and if you follow what they say, you too will just be snap of the finger, you're healed. All of a sudden you just woke up. Like you were in a bad dream and woke up. Like none of that hazy, like first hour of the day when you drink your coffee and stumble around and look at stuff and go, oh, my eyes are still kind of not focused. Nope. Doesn't happen like that in spirituality. Once you get it click, all the lights are on and everything is seen. No, that's not how things happen. And if they say that it does, they're just lying to themselves. And they claim that they have, the fast track to enlightenment, profound wisdom that's just too complicated at times for people who are not quite elevated far as them spiritually quite yet, like I was told by James. Kathy, it's okay. Soon you'll get there. You're just not at a spiritual evolution yet that you can look at a stranger and tell everything about their soul and their spirit, Kath. That's all. As I said in the beginning, now we're winding up to the end. Pseudo, fake, a cloak of the darkness proclaiming to be the light, spirituality, is a form of escapism. It's a false sense of relief from confronting your own inner demons and your traumatic pasts. There are a vast amount of books, courses, YouTube videos on how the mind works and using the law of attraction. And that gets me too. Law of attraction. Do this and then you'll get this. Do you know that in and of itself, using it in that way is black? Dark? If I do this, then I'll get this that's good in a magical kind of way. Like doing things that are good to get something good. On a conscious level, you should be just doing good things because they're good and it's good for whoever the good is happening to, not so that you get good from it. Law of attraction, good law, used properly, but that's not how people use it. Usually you see law of attraction associated with boyfriends, girlfriends, lovers, husbands and wives, money. Well, I should have put money first, because money is always all of this. Money, money, money. And not just enough money to get you by to pay your bills or whatever, but extra money so you can do, extra stuff. Float around in it, swim in it like Scrooge McDuck. All sorts of New Age healing techniques that claim magical healings, as we just, the Rasta Reiki. Again, nothing wrong with Rasta Reiki healing, but, healers, you can heal by yourself if you go off by yourself and do that. You're not going to do it with a whole big group of people around you and all chanting, oh, all you're going to do is jack yourself up and fill yourself with vibrations, and you're going to feel that physically and think that you're in a spiritual state. You're not. It's kind of just like a mass delusion that happens. Somebody, it's been happening a lot the past few years, but, something happens and a few people think it, and then all of a sudden other people, and then everybody just thinks it. Everybody's just going along with it. That's what it is. And, just have everything that you desire, and you'll be light and happy, and everything's great, to deal with any of the darkness of your own soul. Just point at the darkness that exists in everything and everyone else around you, and then sit there and pretend like it doesn't exist, like you live in a video game. And lastly, it's basically self-delusion. Within the flood. In the flood. Most of them on this path, they can't accept the truth. You can't handle the truth. Especially when it concerns themselves. That's why all of the projection and the finger pointing of the lost, empty souls. Because they know that their higher self knows that they are at that point. A truth that doesn't fit their false perception of themselves nor their perceived reality. It's just immediately rejected. They can easily be spotted through people's morals and how skillfully they can compartmentalize their morals when it comes to different areas in their life. If there's an incongruence in what they say and what they do, in particular, when it comes to morals and ethics and relating to different people, if spiritually evolved, we're all one, the oneness of all, love, age of Aquarius, humanitarianism, extreme mental evolvement. If they're saying those things, and then at the same time pointing at other people and condemning them, basically judging them and say they're soulless. And what happens if you're soulless, just a soulless entity? Well, then you don't even exist. You don't have any rights. You're like some kind of a demon or something like that. Actively telling people medical information to take or not take. Advising people to not take an immunization during a worldwide pandemic. And then fear-mongering those who are thinking of doing it by telling them that if they did take it, that they were going to be killed by it, they were going to die from it. There's even a video with his poor mom, his mom going to get tested to see if she had it, and him filming it and saying that he was filming it because of the mass genocide that was going to be happening. Oof. So, saying those kind of things and telling people that not only there's a possibility that you're going to die from it, extermination of the race is what the theory was. Not only that, but if you didn't die from it, then it was going to change your DNA, and then you would lose your soul or whatever. It's exactly what he teaches. And a lot of these people who claim to be spiritually evolved teach so dark, so evil. It does not match up. It does not match up with being spiritually evolved. Ooh, I forgot where I was at. Morals and ethics, right? To different people, right? In psychology, this is actually known as a cognitive distortion. Okay, where people internally justify their wrongdoings and the wrong beliefs and thinkings, and they can't accept the same justifications in other people. And this is on a broad sense. when you learn spiritual concepts on the mental conscious level, it's very easy for your own wounded lower ego to use this to suit its own needs and agendas. All of this is meant to fix ourselves. We're supposed to fix ourselves. I can't even form any more words that are new that I haven't used to describe it. I don't know what. It hurts me very deeply. Like, poor James and poor these other people and all that follow. Like, they all have their pure divine spark light, their pure Atma, their pure I that resides in them, but it's so teeny tiny and it isn't in control, and it's the one that's in bondage. It just makes me sad, because everyone who lives and walks on the earth is like that. We have to stop, get out of all of this division and dividing people up into groups and then further groups and then further groups and groups and groups and groups and groups. Because the lower ego always is going to jump up and be in the highest group that there is. You know, God said, I'm the only God. You'll worship me and me alone. If there's any other gods, show them to me. Yeah, he was wrong as well. It was the lower ego. It's just so super. It's sad. Pseudo spiritualists have basically found their perfect tool to defend their wounded lower egos from doing any form of deep and sincere self-reflection, using the right spiritual terms and concepts to twist their own projection, presenting themselves as morally and ethically superior, but on the energetic and emotional level, projecting blame, shame, resentment, anger, and even rage. And I know I'm going to reiterate, yeah, I got very angry during this. I am angry at those actions. And again, a couple of times, yep, lower ego did pop out. Like I said, the lower ego knows the lower ego. And when one pops, that's how you can point them out. You want to know who's working in their lower ego? Your lower ego will tell you. The higher ego has no need of any of this stuff. So I guess essentially my whole video was made from the lower ego perspective. But the higher one is in there. This is not to point and blame people, but just to point out this coat that I myself was wearing. I'm not adverse to, you know, all of this stuff. Yeah. Oh, well, not that picture. That's the rule. That's yeah, this one. This is what we all actually are. Look how sad he looks. He's like, please help me. I've been fleeced. Shh. Yeah, by this fur coat that's been bestowed upon me. Good, pure, higher self, lower self. That's what's happening, you guys. I don't know what else to say. The video is quite long now, I'm sure. I've stopped at like 3 or 4 sections. I don't know how long. It's probably like an hour by now. I just babbled on. But I don't wish any ill will whatsoever towards James or any of the people who watch him, or the woman and her husband. Again, all of them have like some really good things that they do believe in, but yeah, no. The whole thing about spiritual evolution is yourself. It's not getting in a big group of people and chanting Om. It's not, goodness no, it's not opening up your third eye and keeping it full open. Ooh, like I said, close that stuff. You open that when you need to go there, and then you close it. Don't leave that portal open. Very, very dangerous. That's leading you into the astral realm. And the astral realm is not like, yay! The astral realm is it's the highest of the lowest realm. and I don't understand, actually, with all of the information that a lot of these people have, that they're not, either they're cognitively doing it or they just don't know. I'm not sure which, but everybody's stuck on the personal soul spirit, and like that's it. That's the highest of the highest. And no, what about the all? Above man and our stuff is the cosmos. Above the cosmos is, well, there's something else there. But then above that is the all that controls everything. We're down here at the bottom, and man, well, these hashtag I'm a woke or a truth seeker have elevated themselves to the tippy top level. No. And by doing this and not working on your inner self, it just pushes you down further. Yeah, heal the wounds of your sacral chakra and your root chakra. Yeah, heal those. And know what's been happening. A lot of that is like past sexual harassment or abuse or abandonment issues, your root chakra, and so that's what you're supposed to be working on. You're not supposed to be opening up that stuff to be like, yay, bring on the sex. And it doesn't matter if it's a regular partner or not. Just random sex is good as long as the sex is good. You know what I mean? I like it. No. This is just, don't fall into this, I guess is what I'm saying. I know that I'm like giggling here. Now, it's not a funny situation, but it's better than being angry at the lower parts and the lower aspects of this, and it's better than being heartbroken about it as well. So I will end with that. Be careful, you guys. Be careful of who you watch, who you listen to, what they say. Just because there's like a little kernel of truth around it doesn't mean that like you should be all in. Really take a wider perspective, the people that you take information from, and the books that you read, and the information that you gather. That's it. I love you all. Till the next time, love yourselves, this guy, and you're supposed to love this guy too. You're not supposed to kill this guy, the lower guy. He helps unmask this guy. Just don't let him be in control. He's not in control. This one's in control. Okay? So take this off and be the real you. Love yourselves and love each other unconditionally.